So I took a break for lunch, reloaded the logs, and just about filled the trailer again when I noticed we had a little problem. Hey guys, welcome back to Wood Tree Farm. Picked up my neighbor's dump trailer, which is going to be a huge help running the Tajfun processor. I am out of totes, IBC totes. I'm saving 3 empty ones to do some barbecue wood in later. But before I get to that, I need to make some room over to the side where we're going to be stacking some wood. Let me give you a quick run around where we got. We got 3 totes of the 12-inch wood that I cut on the first day with the processor here. 1, 2, 3. I've got 5 totes over here full, and then there were 3 totes over there that we actually emptied and stacked. And here are 5, all white oak, red oak, heaping full, nice stuff. Most of that was processed with the 8-way wedge, and I think most of what I'm going to do today is going to continue on with the 8-way wedge. I like it, and even with smaller wood, it seems to do just fine. It'll do like a 4-way split on the bottom of the wedge, which works out great. So over here I've been stacking some wood. We're going to continue off in this direction, and then when we get to the end of the wooden fence, we're going to come up this way. So this wood here needs to get out of the way, so that's what we're going to grab first. There is a cord here or so, a little over a cord, and that'll probably fill the dump trailer. And once that's out of the way, we can come and dump the trailer over here, and we'll work on stacking that in the future. And I've got room here to probably do 2 or 3 more dump trailer loads. We'll see what we get to today. But I share with you guys on the previous video, I've got a couple piles of older wood from last year that's partially dry, that I want to make sure I get done. And a lot of it over there is really small diameter, and that stuff is a chore to do by hand without a processor. So as much as I can get through this machine while I have it, that's what I'm looking to do. And I've spent some time this morning kind of getting everything ready. I cleaned out my debris trap. I was sorting around with some logs yesterday, and these actually need to get out of my way, so I've got room to pull up here for the dump trailer. So job 1, put the grapple on. Job 2, move some of this stuff. Job 3, load the log deck, move the trailer, and get to work. I got the conveyor centered up on the trailer and the conveyor going straight ahead, so I should be able to swing it left to get the front, swing it right to get the back, mount this thing up, see how much we can fit, and we'll see how long it takes. Working by myself, the biggest waste of time is reloading the log deck. It is exactly 11 a.m. Let's see how this goes. One thing I noticed is sometimes when it's forcing a piece through, it actually slowly lifts the wedge from wherever you want it. And then you end up with some really big pieces that just slide underneath the wedge like that. So every once in a while, I need to get down here and clear it out. Stuck. So we get a piece of scrap and force it through, feed these out, and then I'll be able to return the wedge back down where I want it. We're at 11:35, 35 minutes of cutting, and I overthrew some. Didn't even notice that, but I got a little bit more room in the back and a lot of room in the front. I think one more really full log deck will completely fill this trailer. I'm at 12:09 with a full trailer, some wood on the ground that I need to pick up. We'll go dump it over there. So that was just over an hour working by myself, filling a 7x14 trailer, and that was 2.5 log decks full. And the length of wood on the long deck varied. I had some 16 footers, some shorter, but you get an idea. So I took a break for lunch, reloaded the logs, and just about filled the trailer again when I noticed we had a little problem. So the sun is shining right down at this angle right now, and it's going right down in there. And with a few cuts, something caught my eye down there, and there's all this oil residue, and that's the chute where the sawdust goes. And down inside there, I can see all kinds of oil residue. So it appears we have a hydraulic leak, and the oil that's coming out is pretty thin. I don't believe it's bar oil. I just saw another drip. I don't know if that was noticeable on camera. So we need to get this cleaned out and try to identify where that hydraulic leak is coming from. And if we climb up and look at the other side, there is one fitting in here. It's supposed to be a 90-degree elbow, and it's bent more. So if I had to guess, that fitting is where the leak is originating from, but I need to get everything cleaned up and try to see where it's actually coming from. So this fitting's loose. Pretty sure that's going to be our issue. And I'll turn the machine on and see if it does anything. This thing has all sorts of safety mechanisms in it, so I don't know if it'll let me use the saw motor with that saw guard up, but we'll see. So it'll at least turn on. And if I hit the, see if it'll let me close this. It will. Oh, okay, I just saw a drip. So that's it. So looking all in here, there's definitely some oil residue. It's hard to tell if that came from this leak, if this leak's been there for a while, or if that's bar oil. There's a little bit on this side too, and the residue, you can see where the sawdust is collected, is dripping down here as well. So I don't know if this just occurred under my use or if it's something that has gotten worse since my use, but definitely an issue. So I'll touch base with Ryan at Tajfun about that and see if he wants me to go hunt down a new hose, and if so, if I can find one, then we'll get this party started again. Kind of stinks. I've got several hours of daylight here. I was hoping to do at least one more dump trailer, but that's going to put a halt on production for today. And we'll see if we can find that part, get back to work another day. I'll keep you guys posted how it goes. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.